end anyways. Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you for coming. Let's see, minutes. I will send out the minutes later on with the YouTube link. I received them after I sent out the agenda, so that's no worries. So I'll make sure to send that out to everyone. Is there any additions that you want to add to the agenda? There's extra copies in the middle.
I just had an announcement to make.
Yeah.
I just really wanted to just take this opportunity to really thank Ahmad.
Mm-hmm.
Ahmad has been our secretary, and Ahmad graduated last fall and still continued to take notes for us. And I just wanted to just, give a big shout out to Ahmad and just say thank you, especially since this is our last meeting. I just really wanted him to know that, I really appreciate it, and I know everybody else does too, having some type of record about everything we talked about. So thank you, just officially.
Yes, thank you. Yes. Moving on. There's a couple of chats on here. Amir is on here. Hi, Amir. Ahmad says thank you, Dr. Emma too. So, okay, cool. Moving on. Update on club status. We are done. Yes. So I am so happy. We're officially AS recognized as well. So because we went through the whole process, we had to get recognized by the MIC, the Matador Involvement Center, and we did, and then it moved on to AS. So now we can actually ask for funding for next year for AS, or from AS, sorry, which is great because they cover, room rentals, they cover flyers and all that good stuff. Because, for example, right now, the brochures that we wanted to print out for today's tabling, which was postponed, by the way, to next Tuesday, it was going to come out of the account that we have and all the hard-earned money that we've raised for them, for our account. So now, AS does provide some financial help to pay for some of those things. But, we are kind of late in the game of the academic year. It's about to end right now in June. So we will be able to apply for supplemental funding is what it's called for next year. So we should have some extra money that we can use. Yeah.
And through AS, we can try to see if we can order T-shirts.
Yeah.
For people. So
right.
that will definitely be something that we're going to be looking for during next year.
Right.
Making sure that we have T-shirts that are for free. So.
Exactly. So we'll see. We have to really make sure that we read the budget language. For example, some of the things that they don't cover is like food, or I don't know what else. There's just certain things that they don't cover. So we just have to make sure that we read that carefully and see how we can use those funds as best as we can. So yay, officially approved. Any questions on that? No. Okay, cool. So update on points. So the point requirement must be completed by May 1st. I do understand that some people wanted to complete or earn some of their points today during the tabling. And so since we are going to have the tabling next Tuesday and it is May 1st, that's fine. We can extend the deadline to like that Friday, so like May 4th. And I know some people are asking me about some points possibilities. Make sure you know how many points you have. Make sure that, Laura has you down for all those points. And if she doesn't, then maybe, talk to her, let her know what day you actually did something, and then she can account those points. So just make sure. Laura, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah. So I know that the points that I have aren't updated because I don't know what everyone does. So just come talk to me. I just want to make sure that everyone does get the points that they need. And we know we do have 3 people who are met all the requirements. And that's Noah, Jessica, and Sheena. So I just wanted to say congratulations to them. And there's a lot of people who are very close to getting their points already.
Okay.
So yeah, if you have any questions, just come and talk to me.
Awesome. Great. So then moving on, bulletin board. I know Patricia and Katie, you guys had emailed me for Andrea's email. Were you guys able to talk?
Yeah. Are
Cool.
you Andrea? No. Oh, okay.
No,
she looked at you,
no,
so I
she,
was like,
no, she's online.
Okay.
Andrea's online.
Yeah, we were able to talk, and it's still okay to do 2 separate topics, right? because like there's so many in May. Like she had wanted to do one topic, and then I was thinking, I think ours was mental health.
Well, the thing with the May bulletin
It's like
board
all over
is
summer.
it's all over summer.
Yeah.
So I think the best way to go about it is to find a generalistic theme for the summer. You know, so like last summer, what people did was they had something about sunscreen. They had something about alcohol prevention and dehydration. So they had those types of things that kind of reminisce summer.
So not just May. Okay, that's I didn't realize.
On until August.
Yeah.
So
we might modify that a little bit, but like the different, how you said, a range of things.
Yeah, and perhaps I know another thing that they did was they used 3 regular sheets, like you know, and they had 3 of them. So one person each took a sheet, and that particular sheet had its own theme.
Okay.
So like the theme would be summer. So it doesn't have to be something that's only reflective of the month of May, because there's June, July, and also August. Honestly, we don't touch that bulletin board until like the end of September.
Yeah.
So because end of September is like when we finally have our first meeting, people start signing up. So it needs to be something that's reflective of the summer.
Okay. Yeah, but we have all been communicating, and I know since Andrea did it before, she knew, and I did as well. So I was going to help Patty, and I were going to work on it together.
Okay.
So.
How many people are working in the May? Because I was hoping again down because I was going to do the tabling today.
Yeah.
I can't do it. So.
You can do it next Tuesday. There's already 3 people doing it. And I don't know if 4 might be too much.
I got lost.
Hi.
It's just her so far, and they're not here.
Yeah, and then Andrea and
Patty.
Yeah.
And so you're thinking of each doing 1 sheet each.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Well, maybe another idea too is you could possibly, why don't you reach out to me? We do still need help with the ESG website.
Mm,
And
Yeah.
and I know that they have divvied up stuff already.
yeah.
But perhaps there's some things that they need help with.
I can connect you to Noena. She actually, Noena is like involved in the website.
Involved
And she told me that they have assigned sections and they're working on their content, and that they should have the website running by May 1st, if not May 7th, the latest.
Okay.
So I can give you her email and
Yeah,
try to, let me see, Alondra.
Yeah, and so perhaps there might be something for you to do there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then for the website, I don't need like certain programs because I just have like a Surface.
Oh yeah,
It's
no.
not like fancy. With
No. It's already. It's like Build-A-Bear. Like build a website.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
one of those simple
It's like
ones.
a website that helps you build a website.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Facebook, you know, how you can put your stuff
Okay.
up. Or like what what's the name of that one a long time ago? MySpace. You did it. Yeah, like that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll send you her email. Cool. So let's see here. Okay, so that's bulletin board sign up, committee, social media. I see that that's going on. Any comments on social media? Nothing.
I think like one thing that me and
Mhm.
Alondra really talked about was like a cover. Like the cover for some reason is like the February call out meeting. And I was hoping that we can do something a little more general. At least
Yeah.
because it could be coming out.
That's on Facebook.
Yeah.
The cover like
Right. On
picture.
Facebook,
Oh,
yeah.
it says February call out meeting.
Yeah. The February call out
Eh.
like
meeting.
not the home count, like what is it? 'Cause it's separated into page. The page count, right?
No,
One
the
is
actual
season
profile.
and then the actual profile. I get confused.
Yeah. Yeah. The actual profile. The actual
Yeah.
page is fine because it's just like the
That's the
sun.
season one,
Yeah.
okay.
And then the actual profile for some reason has
The February.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I can.
We can. Well.
Yeah, I can add you to our ESG website development.
Okay.
And we have so many pictures, so many things on there already.
Oh.
That
Okay.
you can just take stuff from there.
Yeah, because we were
and-
thinking we need a new one that's like.
Okay,
that's
could you
just-
send me an email?
Mhm.
And then this way, if you could both send me an email, this way I can just add you, because all I need is your email addresses,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
can add you to that folder.
Okay.
That website folder, and it's okay anyway. This way you'll have access to that anyway.
For
if
the
you want to
website,
come
yeah.
to the ESG folder. So yeah, just.
So those are on the website that I'll be working on with.
Noena?
It's on Box. We have a folder for that on Box. So I will
Oh.
invite you to that shared folder
Mm.
and with your email address, and then you will have access to like pictures and things like that.
Okay.
So you
And
can
please-
change that. Yeah.
And please, members of the board, if you have pictures like you've taken, like how we did the sexual
Yes.
health awareness, please just, you could even email it to me. If it's just easy to just text it to me, email it to me, so I can upload it there.
Once we
Yes.
get that link, are we allowed to upload them?
You can
there or
upload whatever you want on
Okay.
there,
Yeah.
even to the shared like ESG. So if there's pictures that you have,
Yeah.
you can upload on there too.
Mhm.
So just email me, and then I'll just literally take your email and add it, and then you have access to it. My
Perfect.
email's at the bottom.
Of
So the
the
bottom of the where
agenda?
bulletin board.
yes.
My email's right there, and then also my cell phone number is right there if you want to just text me something. No, seriously, it's so easy to just text me. Valerie knows. They're like
Yeah.
BFFs.
We're always texting. Great. So now fundraising committee. There's not much going on with that. So we'll move on. Planning committee. There's not much either.
Yeah, we're wrapping up.
Yeah, you know, this is the last meeting, and after this will just be the initiation ceremony / membership ceremony, which we'll talk about soon. Any comments on committees?
I do have a question.
Yes.
Please let me know if you are a person that will still be here next year, and you would like to, just sporadically through the summer upload some health information on some of the social media.
Mm-hmm.
That person, keep in mind, if you are a member and you are here next year, Valerie, remind me, you still need to retain 4 points, right?
Yeah.
4 points. So by engaging in that in the summer, that would easily be 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you are a person that is going to be part of the executive board, you don't. If you're part of the executive board, you don't have to accrue any points, if that makes sense. So you don't have to do the summer thing and be part of the executive board if you're part of the executive board. But if you are going to be a person that'll be here next year, and you have 4 components to finish next year, you can get 3 of those over the summer by just keeping our social media active.
Yep.
So please let me know if that's something that you're interested in, as in someone who's going to be here next year.
Perfect. I will go through the graduates list that I have, so we'll get to that. Okay, so maybe I'll go to the graduates list first. So I have.
Let me make a list of this.
Yes, I can. Do you want me to send you? It's an Excel sheet.
Oh, okay.
I can.
Look at you. Okay.
Yeah. So I did send this out in an email for everyone to fill out. I do have Jessica that is graduating, Sheena, Andrea, Amir, Laura Perez, Alondra, Julie Flores, Carla, Noena Ramirez. Well, it's Carla Alvarez, yeah. Yes. And then Laura Calleros, and then Maisa, and then Evelyn. Am I missing anyone who is graduating? Okay.
How about
Everyone.
those-
So I think that's everyone in this room.
Yeah. So how about those who are not graduating? Let's just get an idea.
So, oh yeah. By the way, this is Savannah. Hi. She's an MPH student. I'm introducing you. So we're in a class together, and she wanted to find out about ESG. So this is her first time in our meeting. Welcome! Yay! You came to the last one, so it's kind of like we don't have much. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I know Dr. Emma too would love that. So yes. So if I missed anyone on this list, just let me know, and I can add you to this list, because we're also going to be buying cords for those. I mean, make sure that you finish your points too. So that way we can invite you to that initiation ceremony and everything. So I did send out an email about the initiation ceremony for everyone to let me know their availability. And it looks like May 12th, which is a Saturday, is when everyone was most available. There was, I think, about 5 people that could go on the 12th, and then it was only 2 on the other days. So May 12th is a Saturday. I know that honors convocation is that day at 6. So if we were to do the ceremony that day, it would be during the noon. So I don't know if we want to finalize that date or if we can't just yet, because room reservation.
I can take care of room reservations. You can find somewhere on campus.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I just need to know. So May 12th at noon for the initiation ceremony. So you guys, it's like casual business. You are allowed to bring guests. You can bring your friends, family. We'll have food there. We'll have a cake. We'll also have a guest speaker. It's a big event, so it's just congratulating you. Also, you receive your honor cords because that's right before graduation.
Right.
So you receive your honor cords, then
Your pin.
Your certificate that comes directly from the National Society, and then on top of that, you should come with a $50 check written out to Eta Sigma Gamma. That goes directly to the National Society. And that means you're now an official member. They'll put your name in their website. You can now be eligible to publish in their manuscript. You can apply for funding for different trips and conferences through them. You can try to engage in professional development through them. So that's what that $50 a year is for. And for those of you who are already a member that went through initiation last year, whenever you get a chance, go on the website and pay your dues so you can continue to stay as an active member. I don't keep track of that anymore. So, make sure to go online and pay that. And for those that paid last year when we had initiation, for those that finished initiation last year, they paid $70. The $20 that they paid last year is their dues for this year. So if anybody, I think Stephanie and Noena, and if there's anybody else that actually paid dues for this year, either you can get it back and pay it next year, or you can just say, hey, I'm going to pay it for us for the next following year. So it's up to you, but Noena needs to be refunded because she's done.
Okay.
So
I'll put it on there.
Yeah. So I just wanted to just be clear of that. So that means next year, as associate members pay their dues, everyone would be required to pay their $20 next year, if that makes sense. Yeah, that works out.
Yeah.
So that's how that works. So you should come to initiation. It's important to come to initiation. If you can't come, please let us know because we're going to be reserving a seat. We're going to have all of these components for you. But if you can't attend initiation, you need to meet me before that. Pay your $50 so I can give you all of it. And you can say your oath and your pledge. There's a whole big ceremony, guys. So you can't become initiated if you don't do all of that. You have to repeat after us and this and that and that. So it's really nice. We try to make it really nice. And
And it's check or
a check.
Or money
a check,
order? Or does it have to be check?
Preferably check. We would prefer
I don't do
check.
that part because I'm just going to initiate it, right?
If all you can do is a money
So I'm
order,
opening
we
the
completely
graduate boards and
understand.
I already
But
did
if there's
it.
any way that you can do a check, that
But
you will
still
get-
come to the initiate
Yes.
much
you do.
appreciated.
once I do my
Because
Just in case
you
if
still get a
anything should
pin and
happen,
you get a
we
certificate.
can say check this. But actually, I can tell you guys what happened last year. So last year, literally, we had like how many, like 12 or 13 initiates. A lot of people graduated last year too. And so I think half of the people gave me a money order and some gave me check. I left in the main office for our treasury at the time to collect it and take it. They couldn't find it in the office. No one could find it. So what happened was we had to contact people to make sure that they canceled their checks, which were in cash, but they had to all cancel their checks. And for the money order, Dr. Rubino, who was our chair, was so nice to write a check to make up that amount. That would have been money that ESG would have lost. But Dr. Rubino was so sweet. He just like wrote an $800 check. I'm like, all right, Paula.
Right. That's nothing.
But so I mean, preferably we'll try to be more careful this time. We're not leaving. That's why even with the collecting the associate membership funds, at first we were thinking about doing the main. We're like, no main office anymore. Either you hand it directly to Valerie, to Nora as a treasury, or me. But no leaving any type of money in the main office. If it's something, and also things with important information. I'm really careful about that. So that's why. So preferably check. If you can't do check, I understand that a lot of people don't have checks. Write a money order, but we will be careful with it. Okay. Yeah. Yep. And it has to be made out to Eta Sigma Gamma. I know that your other check was Associated Students because that goes into our account here. But this time around, it'll be Eta Sigma Gamma. And also if you are writing a check, if you have a family member writing you a check, maybe please just put your name right above the check. After the address, maybe put your name right up there. So this way we can connect that check to you. At least they will be able to connect that check to you. So that's it with initiation. So is everybody okay with 12? Or 1? for initiation. I mean, you guys have honors convocation. I
Yeah.
don't, so whatever works.
I mean, whatever is best with everyone. Yeah, honors convocation starts at 6. So let's say everyone is there at 5. So, I mean, this is only like, what, an hour and a half?
Yeah, hour and a half.
Yeah.
So how about 1?
1?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll send out an RSVP link, and that way everyone can RSVP on there. So we know, because we are going to order some snacks and stuff.
So we can do a head count. And when you RSVP,
Yeah.
RSVP who you're going to bring. You can bring your parents. You can bring siblings. You can bring whoever you want. We'll have, adorbs there. We're
Gonna
I'm
have a
not sure who
cake.
the guest speaker will be as of right now, but we'll
Yeah.
decide it. And yeah, we'll go from there.
The initiation ceremony only be completed. Right?
Yes, you have to complete your points by then. If you are, you really, really need to complete your points, there's still like you're 1 point away, like contact me. I can find stuff for you to do. Like, I mean, just even folding the pamphlets
Right.
that we're printing out, someone's getting points for that. Andrea's actually doing that. So
Oh, okay.
she can't make it next week.
All right.
But
Yeah.
so it's initiation. Okay, no worries. So yeah, so just let me know so we can do the ceremony that day,
Perfect.
since that day works best for everyone.
Okay. Awesome. So May 12th at 1 p.m. everyone. Woo! Okay. So graduates list, I already went through everyone on there. Again, you do have to finish your points, and you just heard Dr. Emma too. If after you talk to Laura today, if you only have a couple or like a point or so, definitely email Dr. Emma too. She has plenty to do for you, so that would be really great. ESG board applications. So we do have a couple of board applications already submitted. One for I'm not gonna say actually the positions yet. So
Okay.
Yes.
But you guys, literally 95% of everyone is graduating.
yeah.
So, and I understand people are busy, I understand, but this time around, at least we learned our lesson the hard way. We're definitely going to try to make an effort to recruit
Undergrad.
younger. But
Yeah.
not younger,
Right.
but people who are young in their programs.
Right.
So it's a great thing to recruit first-year MPH students. They can stay another year. It's also really good to recruit sophomores and juniors because they can stay for a while. Because that's also an issue that we had last year. We also had an abundance of seniors and graduate students who were finishing. So then we had this huge turnover rate. And a lot of times, even when we met with people at the IMC, they were saying that, wow, this is how organizations go under.
Right.
And then I think that's what happened in ESG a long time ago too, was everyone graduated, there was no one left. And well, when I started it, I was literally everyone. I was the president, the vice president. Literally, I was.
It's true.
I'm not joking. Literally, it was, and poor Valerie saw my passion, and she's like, hey, let me help you.
Yeah.
but so lesson learned this time. I think this is like the second time this has happened. So definitely next year would be the goal to not and don't get me wrong, if seniors want to join, anyone's welcome. But we need to make a point to keep the baton going. So that's definitely going to be something we're going to try to look into next year.
Yeah.
And I do have a couple people in mind if they get into the MPH program. They're still waiting to hear.
Awesome.
But they're like my nutrition colleagues that are really active and like they're in like every club and like volunteering food pantry and stuff.
Awesome.
So I was like,
yes,
they would do it.
I actually, one of the previous members was saying that he's waiting to hear back if he can get in because he was super active too, but he graduated already and he's waiting to hear back. So it's the waiting game. Yeah, it's really awesome. But yes, being part of the board is really fun and you get all your points and it's not too crazy.
Yeah.
So I think people sometimes are intimidated by the name or by, possibly the responsibilities. But I mean, we only have a meeting once a month. It's not that bad. We have a couple of events. So as long as you're on top of your things, it's not too bad. So don't be intimidated about it.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Being part of the board, you don't have to get those activity points. That is your contribution.
Right.
So that's just also important to mention as well.
Yeah. Moving on, I wanted to go and talk about the events that we did have. So we had the sexual health event. I know Noah was there, Sheena. Who else was there for sexual event? Jessica. How was it? It was fun, right?
Yeah, it was
I went and I
awesome.
took some pictures. It was so cute.
It was awesome.
Yeah. Thank you for the gift cards. It was awesome.
And we have a stack this big now. I brought more.
More? Oh my
That's
gosh.
definitely something we can use for more events. Thank you so much.
Yeah. That's so awesome. Yeah. So I think a lot of people enjoyed those. They're for Stella Pizza. I said, yeah. Yummy pizza. So we passed some of those out. So yeah, sexual health event. It looked like it was really fun. And then we had the Get Frubed Fair. So that was another one. And I saw more people join for that one. I saw Patty there too. And that one was really great too. That was my event for my internship. And Katie was there, right?
Yeah, for the MMC.
With the MMC. Not with ESG, but that's what happens when we're super involved in other clubs. So yeah, that one was really great. There was a lot of people there, and we had a raffle that Maisa won. Woo! So yeah, the health center had a raffle to win a personal training session, and Maisa won it. So that was just really funny that happened, because then I saw her in my internship, and yeah, it's just cool how everything worked out. And then the informational tabling was going to be today, but we didn't have the brochures. Quick copies is not the best people on campus to work with. So it was kind of hard. The copies are expensive, so we were trying to not have to take it out of my own pocket and get reimbursed and all that stuff.
Right, and we try to go through
AS.
No, we first try to go through the department.
Oh yeah.
So
We
asked
did.
the department to pay for it, because if the department pays for it, it would have been 15 cents a side. Keep in mind, if you print front and back, it's considered 2 sheets of paper. So if it's 50 cents per side, that means for each brochure it's $1. But however, if we went through the department, it would have been 15 cents a side, so it would have been 30 cents per brochure.
Yeah.
So of course, I tried to go through the department and say, hey, do you pay for it? Write us an invoice and we'll pay you back. And you're like, no.
Yeah.
We don't want to do
So we're like,
it.
darn it.
I found someone who wanted to volunteer printing service for ESG.
Woo!
But the issue is that person couldn't do it until this weekend.
Yeah.
So now we get 250 copies for free.
Woo!
It's better than 30 cents.
Yeah. Much better. So
because of that, we postponed.
Exactly. And it will be, so next Tuesday at the same time, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's going to be, oops, sorry, my pen. It's going to be over there by Subway on that walkway. If it's not the first spot, it's just going to be one of those other spots. So it'll be there.
Is that 11 to 1?
11 to 1 next Tuesday, May 1st.
And if you still need points, there's people that signed up this week that can't do it next week. So if you still need points, please sign up for that event.
Yeah. I mean, just go and show up, even if you can't sign up online. If you can go for 30 minutes, that's half a point. If you can go for an hour, that's a full point. So definitely go if you can. But I will send out, I know that, I think you're the only one that said that couldn't do it.
Well, I can go because I work at 12, so
okay.
At 10:30 to 11:30.
Oh, okay. Set up. Okay, yeah. Yeah, definitely. That's fine. Okay, cool. Because everyone else on there, I think, said that they were fine. So I still have those people signed up and secured for next Tuesday. But then if anyone else wants to show up and help out, that's fine as well.
And the brochures will be folded. Someone's already doing that. If you want to help out with that, it's a lot of brochures to fold, let me know. And all right,
Perfect.
Email me. So email me those 2 things. Like put your name on the
Box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also let me know that you want to fold, and I'll hook you up with Andrea. Andrea's gonna help with folding. So me and her, I told her that I'll be in contact on Saturday. So after I get the prints, I can figure out where to meet you guys. I can give her half and give you half. And since you're setting up, you already will have it. Yeah. But the other half that Andrea is gonna do, she can just leave it dropped off at the main office.
Okay, or I can meet up with her if I meet up. If I do like the setup, I can meet up with her beforehand.
Okay, sure. So sure. So we can take care of that. So just email me those 2 things, and then we can just
Okay, perfect. Oh, I got a chat. Is that Andrea? Let's see. Oops, what did I do? Got it. Yes, I can meet up. That's what she said. Just so you know. Cool.
That'd be a great way to get our name out, guys. Sending out those pamphlets.
Yeah,
You know,
we'll have a
at least
sign-up sheet.
People would know. Maybe even people who are from. I mean, anyone can join too if you're a health major. You know, as long as you're a health major, you can be part of ESG. So yeah. So people can come in.
You
And,
know, you had
and
a lot of the people that were coming were all not only health science, but it was psychology and sociology. So we were just gonna throw their name on there just
Definitely.
for the hell of it, but then at the same time we did health science first. But there were a lot over there too in that
cool.
department.
That's good to know.
So
Yeah.
under health sciences or under like the College of Health and Human Development, because you know FCS has like 5 different majors like nutrition and stuff. But like, would that count? Because we're not health sciences, we're under FCS.
Yeah,
which is under health and human.
Yeah,
development.
that's fine. It's still health. Even if it's
Right,
dietitian, it's still part of health
Yeah.
Right.
and health. And besides, you know, I don't really want people to think that ESG is a sexual health organization. It's not. It's just that's what I specialize in. And, you know, we also got the free condoms and that's what we did. So it'd be nice next year if we had different types of events. Some focused on nutrition, some focused on pre-diabetes and other things too.
Yeah.
I mean, ESG is an all-inclusive health organization. So I don't want to just brand it as one thing versus another. So yeah, definitely.
Right.
So
Yeah.
environmental occupational health.
That's still,
fine.
That's still part of health,
Kinesiology. I mean, I think we even talked about like bioengineering or something. Like if it has to do with health in some way, and if they are passionate about health education and whatnot, then they're totally open to be part of it.
It's absolutely
Yeah.
desired and welcome.
Cool. So, any other information? I mean, any other comments? Any questions?
My last comment would be like, please, if you have pictures, email them to me,
Yeah.
text them to me, or upload them if you're part of that shared folder. Like we did. I don't even know who took a picture of when we had that social. Whose phone
did we
had
use?
social?
Laura? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you sent it to me, but I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah, so if you can just upload like, things like that, you know, or you could just even text it to me, that's fine, and I can upload it. And even texting to me might be a little bit better because then I can go and actually write what it was right on the picture. You know what I mean? Like, or like Snapchat or whatever, you know, like how you can go into you can write the event. Yeah, that would be great. So this way I can upload it for the website development for folks working on it. Like I know Amir has some, so Amir's online, right?
Yeah,
so
he is.
Amir can potentially just send me some too. So all of that would be great. Just so as people are putting together the website, they have it right then and there and they can just use it.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thanks. Alrighty, now we have 2 presentations, yay, from our fellow members.
There. Do you want me to come sit over there?
Yeah. So Katie is going to present on health policy lobbying, right?
Yeah.
She got to go to Sacramento.
Yeah, I went to Sacramento twice recently. So I don't know if you saw there was a grant, a scholarship for health students, and all the CSUs got to go. So I went for that, and then also with one of my professional organizations. So we're kind of talking about I'm into nutrition and will be a registered dietitian. So I went with I'm a student member of the California Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. So every year they do annual lobby day. So I got to go. That was just like a one-day thing. I got to go for that. So that was also a cool experience.
You can stand in the front and you can see me.
I think I have a clicker.
I can maybe sit there. I might see you.
Do you want the
I
clicker?
kind of want to look at my notes.
Oh yeah,
Manpower.
I mean it's fine.
She doesn't have it open.
Wow.
Oh, sure.
Or yeah, and then I can click it. Whatever.
Great. Here you go. Your notes are fine.
Oh, from here. I was just gonna. Oh.
Oh, okay. Whatever you want.
Sorry, no, it's me.
No, whatever you're comfortable with. Oh.
Yeah. Was it showing earlier?
Mm-hmm.
You did. Yeah, you had it up.
Oh, I know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Good enough.
Yeah, I just wanted, one of my passions is public policy, so that's why I wanted to talk to you guys about it. And then, like I was saying, I went to our Capitol twice this spring. And so most of you guys are graduating, so I was going to encourage you guys to apply next year. They send about 10 students from each CSU, undergraduates, and then one MPH student, and then they also do public admin students as well. And so I just want to kind of do an informal presentation. If you guys have questions as we go, feel free to ask them. So why is health policy so important? So I always kind of think of it in terms of if the laws and policies and funding isn't supporting like the work that we're doing either on the community level, the individual level, then we're not really going to be able to be very effective in that work that we do. And actually when I went up to lobby day for the professional organization I'm a part of, one of the speakers was someone in the audience asked that question. You know, I know a lot of people that are involved in politics and they say, I don't like politics, I don't want to get involved in policy. And his answer to that question, like, what do you say to those people, was that, you know, everything has been decided by someone in this country, so why would you want to have that type of input? So I thought that was a good answer. And then, so turns out my thought process of why it's important is supported by the socio-ecological model. So you'll see public policy is at the top. And so that's like national, state, and then local laws. And then that's on the top, so it's going to influence each level. So I kind of wanted to focus this presentation on the state level since I just went to Sacramento and it's such a broad topic. But how many of you guys know your representatives, so your assembly member and your senator?
You mean know them personally?
Yeah, know who they are. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I didn't necessarily know without, but so it's really easy to look it up. You can Google it or this easy website, and you can Google to find it too, but it's just findyourrep.legislator.california.gov, and this will find your state level. So if I typed in here the CSUN address, and so the district assembly is currently vacant, but for the Senate, it is Senator Hertzberg. So he actually came to, did you go to the public policy day?
I did too. We sat next to each other.
Okay. Yeah, so I work at the Maryland Migrant Center, and every year in the spring they do a public policy day, and he was one of the speakers. So it's really important to know who your representatives are, because when you do communicate with government officials, one of the first questions the aides or they're going to ask you is, are you my constituent? So that's like important to know. So it's really easy to go there and find out. And then since we're all concerned about health, I chose to like focus this on the Senate's Health Committee. So their jurisdiction, you can read it right there, bills relating to anything public health. So public health, alcohol, drug abuse, mental health, health insurance, managed care, and related institutions. And so you can go to, I found their website's really easy to use. You can go there and you can see every Wednesday the committee meets, and it's, I want to say it's about 8 people. And oh yeah, I want to talk on that first slide. I forgot to talk about, that was in the front. It was Senator Ed Hernandez, and he is the chair of the Health Committee. And then the newest assembly member was Wendy Carrillo, and then that was all the CSUs in that picture. So we got to go right on the Senate floor, which was really cool. Northridge was kind of in the back of that picture. But Senator Hernandez talked to us a few different times, and then we actually got to, in the next slide, you can see that picture. That's on the Health Committee in the Assembly, so the 2 different houses. So we got to go sit like where they normally sit. And then jumping back to the health bills in the Senate, we were there on a Wednesday, so we were able to sit in on the agenda that they go through. And what kind of happens there is all the different bills that they're discussing that day, the people that authored the bill talk about it, and then if there is anyone against it, they speak to it. And then they also, after that, they open it up to anyone to come up and say, they're limited to saying yay or nay. So anyone could walk up like as an individual, or say, you work for CSUN and CSUN has an input. So you get to go up, you say your name, who you're representing, and then you just say yay and nay. So it was really cool. And then anyone can sit in on it. It's just a really small room. So that was something I really liked. And then, one thing that dawned on me from the 2 different trips that I went up is just really like having these experiences, how accessible our government really is. So anyone can meet with their legislator. Usually they actually have you meet with their legislative aides, but they are going to communicate all that information to them. Like I was just saying, you can go and sit in on that. Maybe we had a little bit of like special access because they had a lot of different meetings for us to really get to see how everything runs. But there's a lot that you can really go and sit in on and experience, which I'll get to that a little bit more later. So here I just basically want to show you that picture. It's pretty cool. And then when you're reviewing bills, this kind of came up, you'll see if it says AB, that's going to be for an assembly bill. And then, so the example there, SB 1440. So the SB is signaling that's a Senate bill. And that's kind of important to know because then when you talk to a legislator, you don't want to talk to your senator about assembly bill, because that was something that kind of came up when we were doing our professional lobby day. We had a whole list of things that the National Nutrition Academy supports, and so it's just important to kind of know like who you're talking to. Oops. And then so some ideas about how to get involved. So obviously you can go to the Capitol, and then I highlighted meeting with your representatives or aides. You can obviously still have, have your input and stuff. And sometimes they don't care as much that you're not their constituent. But say we were talking to one of the senators, and she said if she receives like 100 emails, all for something, she'll first ask, well, how many of them are my constituents? And then if it's like 10, she's like, okay, let's throw that out. Like, I don't really care. But sometimes they also still care as well. And then you can't all go up to make a trip to Sacramento. They all have local offices like that are going to be within their district. So you can, contact them, go into their offices. Of course, you can always call them and email them. And they really do review like each email, their aides, and they like track it. And then how many of you guys are familiar when I say like an action alert, what that would mean? Okay. So I have a picture of it coming up on the next slide. But so for instance, the professional organization I'm a part of, they'll send out an email, and I'll just go to the next one. So like this one was from American Diabetes. So I've subscribed to their advocacy or their like public policy things. So they'll send an email, and I literally just click take action, and it already has my information saved in it. And now I can go support what this funding or whatever this bill is that they're talking about. And so I'm involved in a bunch of different like nutrition, food insecurity ones, but also I checked Sophie's website. They have one too if you go to advocacy. And so they'll like share about bills that they're like supporting, or they will call to actions either to call them. And usually they just have really easy click. So if there's like a certain issue that's important to them, important to you guys, you could sign up you could go to whatever websites, organizations that support that, and they almost always have that. So that's a good way to learn about it and then, be active with it. And then additionally, like attend a lobby day. I'm familiar with some of the nutrition ones, but I've seen a lot of them. They all usually have an annual lobby day. You can go either to our state capitol and also in Washington. And they regularly do different events like that. And then, so that's just how easy it is to take action. And then I had invited the other students that went up, but they couldn't make it. So a couple of them did send in kind of what their sentiments were. So after attending this conference, I had a better understanding of the legislative process and learned certain career pathways that could make me possible health policy influencer. The conference put a big emphasis on networking, and the opportunities to actually network were endless. We were able to connect with almost 200 CSU students, senators, professors, consultants, committee members, and the list goes on. And then a bunch of people talked about running for office. And I think it was Assemblywoman Wendy Carrillo, that one of her takeaways that I really liked was like, don't wait for someone to tap you on the shoulder and like kind of tell you it's like your time, but you should just get like involved and do that. And almost all the people we senators, legislator, aides that we interacted with were former CSU graduates. So, and there were a lot of panel discussions and stuff for us. So like there was the California, the state public health agency. So we got to hear from them. And another like sentiment that came up a lot was whenever we hear about politics, it's always like polarized and that, like people are on the far end. But there was like panels where it was like the Republican aides and the consultants and stuff, and they really like work like well together. And it was like kind of surprising to see that they're not that polarized actually, because the news is only like news when it's like crazy, not when it's like, oh yeah, they work together great on this. So that was like really nice to see. And then I just have another picture. That's us sitting with Senator Skinner. So we got to go and just have like a really like not one-on-one, but a really like private like conversation with her about some different bills that she supports, and just her take on things. And then that's our whole group in front of the Capitol steps. And then if you guys have any questions now, and then I also have my contact information if you guys had any other questions about health policy or how to get more involved.
Thank you. Thanks, Katie.
Yeah.
We have one more presentation.
I'm quick though.
No, that's fine. Yeah, that's perfect. I actually had a chance to go to Sacramento as well when I was part of Associated Students here. We have a lobby day. And I went to go lobby because the CSU doesn't receive that much funding, and funding keeps getting cut. In order to keep the CSU running at that time, we needed like, I don't know, it was a ridiculous amount, like $90 million more dollars. So AS here from CSUN, along with the 22 other campuses, because there's 23 CSUs, we all met up in Sacramento and we went to the Capitol and we did lobbying. So we were asking for that extra funding and whatnot. And you guys, walking through those halls, like it makes you want to run for office. You're like, I want to be in here and be powerful. So definitely, if you ever get a chance to go to Sacramento and just like go walk around, like they let you in. So it's like, it's really fun. You could just walk around and you walk right in. Yeah.
You do have to go through airport security.
Right,
first,
obviously. But it's really fun. So anyways. Now some CalFresh.
So does anybody know what CalFresh is? Yeah? Okay. So
I hope so.
can someone share what you know about it? No? Okay. Well,
Okay.
I'll let you know. So CalFresh is basically a supplementary nutrition assistance program. It's also known as food stamps, SNAP, but the name that California adopted was CalFresh. But in other states it's known as SNAP or food stamps. And we don't refer it to food stamps anymore because it has a negative connotation. So CalFresh is the rejuvenated name for help with food. So CalFresh is a federally funded program that helps low-income households in purchasing healthy foods. And how it works is that you get a card and then they deposit money based on your income, household size, and immigration status. And I did a special column for students because it's a little bit different depending on your age and your household size and if you're employed. So basically, if you are under the age of, I think it's 25, you're considered to be, even though you do your own taxes or you work or whatever the case may be, you're still considered a household where you have to report the parents' income, your income, which is all combined together. But if you're 26 or if you finished school already or you're a grad student, you can work and they have to be at least 20 hours. So it gets a little bit tricky, but I just wanted to provide an overview. But if you're interested, I'm very knowledgeable about this. I used to do this a couple years ago, and I'm really passionate about it. But just to give you a little rough down of if you would qualify. So for instance, it's just me, since I'm independent. In order for me to qualify, I would have to make $2,000 with 2010 in order to qualify. And then they'll take into account how much you pay for rent, how much is your electricity bill, utilities, and all that other good stuff. And based on that, they'll see how much money you actually have to spend on food. And then based on that, the maximum potential money that you earn that they could give you monthly would be $192. So if you're married or you have children, you would just kind of go based on if you're a family of 3, you would have to make that income. So if you have a husband, then your income has to be combined together.
You're saying you have to make that, but you mean you can't make over it. Right?
Yes, you can make over it. Thank you. Yeah. Sorry. So you have to make either that or below. Questions on this one?
If you make more than that, then you're automatically disqualified, or do you just receive less monthly?
So if you go above that amount, you're not eligible because you're making a little bit too much, and in their eyes, you're making enough to buy your own groceries, so you wouldn't qualify. But sometimes, like if you're on you're basically you get $2,100 to apply. There's potential that you may be eligible. It's just a lot of documentation that you prove verifications that this is how much you're paying. So basically, if you're only making $2,000, but your rent's $1,000, then you only have $1,000 for everything else. So they have a formula that they do, but I would suggest for you guys to do it if you guys are eligible, because it's a great opportunity for you to buy groceries and save a little bit on something else.
Is it the same for students? Because I've tried to apply and they said I needed to like work 40 hours.
Yeah, you need to work. It goes for 20 hours per week. So if you don't work, then you wouldn't qualify because you're either a student. You have to work at least minimum of 20 hours per week. So that might be the reason you get. I think we approve you. But how the application process works, I don't know if you guys know, but we have a food pantry, and the food pantry does help people apply for CalFresh. You could either apply at the company, at Zeta, at the food pantry. You could apply online. You either send an application or fax it. And then after that, it's submitted. They'll either send you a letter in the mail, or they'll give you a call. They'll do a little interview just to make sure that everything that you submitted, or if anything's missing, you guys just talk it over and, okay, well, I have this and that. Is this correct? If it is, then they'll just go ahead and follow through. If you're missing any verifications, you submit them, and then they'll send you a notice of action letting you know whether you were approved or not. And usually this takes around 30 days. So the county has to respond with you within 30 days, whether you're eligible or not. And then market match. Market match can double your food dollars. So basically, market matches works collaboratively with farmers markets. So basically, if you are a CalFresh beneficiary, you can go to not all farmers markets, but let's say you spend $10 and they offer them market match. So we'll give you $10 more to buy additional groceries. So you're basically spending $10, but you're getting $20 worth of groceries. So I think it's a great program. The way that you find participating in farmers market, you go to fmfinder.org, and then they'll list you all of the farmers markets that do the farmers market and that they do market match. So I put those here, so if you guys want to post it online, Valerie, that way if anyone's interested, these are the farmers markets around the Sacramento Valley, the ones that have the little circle. Those are the ones that do market match. So unfortunately, we only have one in the valley, which is in Sunland, that offers the market match. So that's all. Questions, concerns? How many of you guys knew about market match? You knew.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
So it's virtually food stamps, but just rebranded different name.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing different states call it different things then.
Yes. So
But then
national.
that's confusing.
How?
Because I mean, I don't know what it's called in, Washington or Texas. What if I move? I mean, even though I guess you could Google it, but
Well, it's called SNAP, right?
It's called SNAP.
and then we call it CalFresh.
Yeah. So we adopted the name for CalFresh, but every state knows it as food
SNAP.
stamp
Okay.
and SNAP.
And SNAP.
So there's ideally 3 names for the same program, but each state has a different name and the requirements are a little bit different in each state. So, and then I'm sure the income levels are different because California is such a high, this one's specifically for LA County. So each county has it has the same name with different requirements and different income levels.
I see. Yeah, it's probably higher. Income is higher because LA for paid higher. Yeah. I had another question, but I forgot.
Are there restrictions on what they can purchase with like their allotment?
They can buy toiletries, they can buy dog food, has to be fruits, vegetables, anything that's
Maybe
groceries.
soda?
Yeah. Yeah, you can buy soda. Yeah. You can buy soda, you can buy, there's not a lot of restrictions, so you're able to play with it, unfortunately, but that's one of the loopholes that the program has. But I think that if you have $194 a month to spend on groceries, or you could use that money on something else for books or anything, or gas, I think it's a great opportunity. And I feel like a lot of people don't know about it, especially in Market Match. I'd rather drive. Yeah, and since we're students, we're low on income, so that's where you get our.
And I think it goes with kind of, I don't know who made the comment over there about like what you can spend it on. But it's again, that goes with policy, right? Yeah. I mean, we can develop policies, but we can't, walk that fine line of telling people what to do or stepping on their human rights.
Right.
We can't tell people what to eat, right?
Yeah.
Even though we want them to make healthier decisions. And even though the government's funding you, again,
It
can't.
Yeah,
contradicts
that's
itself.
something
And
that
I
they
think
talk
that's why I'm so in love with Market Match, because in a sense we're giving you money to buy groceries, but if a broccoli thing at the market is $2, where I could go buy $5 at a farmer's market, but they're giving me another $5, I would have to drive, but I'm getting more groceries that are healthier and fresher close to the market. So I think it's a nice incentive that they're offering this because you're able to spend a little bit more, and in the sense incentivizing to eat healthier and fresh products opposed to buying processed and unhealthy foods. And with that, also being said, the EBT card you're able to buy at fast food places, that was initially done for the homeless population that are not able to get a hot meal. But if you're not homeless, you're still able to use it at McDonald's or Jack in the Box.
So just to bring it full circle, I almost talked about the Farm Bill, but that's federal legislation. So has anyone ever heard of the Farm Bill? So the Farm Bill is actually it comes up every 5 years. It's federal and it dictates SNAP Ed nationally, and they want to like completely SNAP. It does everything like farming, so it helps farmers if they lose their crops. But a big thing is SNAP education, which includes these benefits, and that's something that is up this year, and something, of course, Trump wants to slash.
Yes. Lastly, Stephanie mentioned the food pantry. We do have a food pantry on campus. They provide amazing, amazing things. They do provide toiletries, feminine products for women, fresh fruits, staple foods, so like canned foods and stuff as well. They don't ask you for anything. They don't ask you to write down your income. They don't ask you to do anything. It's no questions asked. You just go in there. It's really great. Does anyone know where it's located? It's kind of moved around a couple of times already. Laurel Hall.
Oh, no.
Yes. So it used to be, like Lindley, like kind of by the BPAC.
Yeah.
It was kind of like hidden back there. And now literally if you go down this hall right here and outside is Laurel Hall. It's like that weird like little bungalow looking thing. It's over there now. And there is a SNAP or CalFresh representative there that can help you fill out an application. And again, I think it's like a walk-in thing, but if you just Google CSUN Food Pantry, the information can come up and they have a phone number and you can email them. But yeah, I think that's something new that we just started like a year ago or so. So it's still pretty new and the word is still trying to be spread. So make sure you go check it out. And any other questions on it? No? Thank you so much, Katie and Stephanie, for your presentations. This was the last meeting for this semester and for the whole academic year. Next time that I will see some of you will be at the initiation ceremony, and that would be super fun. I will send out an email with all the information, you know, the instructions on the check and who it should be paid to, and then we'll go from there.
I do have an announcement. Doesn't have to do anything we just talked about. But for those of you who are, you know, undergraduate students or you're graduating, it would be a great event to still attend. We're doing a sexual health informational panel that I'm part of. I actually put the flyer in our ESG bulletin board. I'm one of the panelists where we're talking about, you know, careers that are possible in sexuality or sexual health. So if you're interested or if you know anyone that wants a career in sexual health, please come.
When is that?
If you're an undergraduate student, there's a massive email that went out. You probably saw the email.
This Thursday?
Yeah, this Thursday.
Okay.
An email went out through the health sciences. So if you're a health science undergraduate student, you would have received it. It gives you the location and everything. But it's this Thursday from 4. And I'll be one of the panelists. It's a great time for you to come and find out about possible careers in human
Start
sexuality.
at 4 or end at 4?
It starts at 4. Yeah, so, and then also, if you're an undergraduate student and you would like to know more about our human sexuality minor, or if you know someone who's interested in sexuality and they're still like a junior, you can tell them to come to that informational section and find out about the human sexuality minor that we have on campus. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Oh, yes. And Amir brought it to our attention that it's on the ESG Facebook and Instagram.
Yay, thank you.
Woo! Perfect. All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Talk to Laura about